Hello everybody, how are all of you today? I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and riding the storm out as we all are doing right here. REO Speedwagon, riding the storm out, one of my favorite Jambos. Anyway, episode number 12 today of Guitar Jambo, and today a special episode. What we have here, by the way, this whole episode revolves around Keith Richards, all right? And obviously what we have here, this is a Fender Macabre Telecaster made in Japan, and I will get back to Macabre when we get down to the brass tacks about this particular instrument. So let me tell you a little story. Again, all of these guitars, special to me, all have a story, and this one is no exception. So the story is, with this particular guitar, this wasn't my first purchase. There's a purchase before this which led up to this guitar. So in about 2007, 2008, I think it was 2008, Fender came out with a G.E. Smith Telecaster. And G.E. Smith, for people who don't know, G.E. Smith was in Hall & Oates in the band for many years. If you look at the old videos for Kiss on My List and Private Eyes, you'll see G.E. Smith, one of the guitar players, if not maybe the only guitar player in the band, minus John Oates. John Oates, who always used to remind me and my cousins / brothers, Greg and Marty, of their older brother, Frank. And Frank passed away last year. Rest in peace, Frank. Love you so much. Such a big part of my musical life. But they used to bust his balls all the time and say, man, you know, it's John Oates. So it just, when I say John Oates, it makes me think of that. Anyway, so what happened was, in 2008, I bought this G.E. Smith Telecaster. So I've got a picture of it right here. Now, leave that up there, V, and I want to explain. This guitar was so cool, man. As you can see, if you're not familiar, on the fretboard, it has lap steel inlays, like a lap steel guitar, the kind that people put on their lap and play with a slide. It also has, if you can see here, that pickup is screwed directly right into the wood, really cool, and the bridge is sort of cut in half. It's sort of a old style bridge, but instead of this big metal plate, they just sort of cut it in half. Anyway, so I bought this G.E. Smith Telecaster, and I played it for a while. Really cool sounding guitar. The neck on this guitar was huge. It was like this just bat of a neck. And I actually have another picture here. There's a picture of me playing that guitar. Got that, V? That's me playing that guitar, the G.E. Smith Telecaster. We were the Jeremy Hoyle Band opening up for America at Art Park years back. So I bought the G.E. Smith Telecaster, and after playing it for, I don't know, maybe about a year or so, the neck, just huge, this huge bat neck. And, you know, just after a while, I'm like, you know what? It's just too big of a neck. I mean, it wasn't like I couldn't play the guitar, but just wanted to shift gears. So I sold that guitar, and looking on eBay, I had always wanted, I'm a huge Keith Richards guy, as you can see, Keith Richards for president, one can only hope. Huge Keith Richards guy, and always wanted the butterscotch kind of Telecaster with the black pickguard and the humbucker, which is this kind of pickup right here, the covered humbucker, not open without the chrome cover on it, but chrome humbucker there, and the plastic pickup casing on it. So wanted this guitar, looked just like Keith Richards here. Another reference, you know, how many years I was watching. Look at that. Look at Keith with that guitar. Oh man, and classic. That's for you, Diamond Dave Caproche. Right there, Uncle Keith. Another photo. Let's do another photo. Look at that. Look at Keith, man, with that telly. So we're looking at all these photos through the years and watching him play that. What does that say right there, V? Look at that. What's that say? What's that say? Say it.
Lord of the Riff.
Damn right, dude. Lord of the Riff. So all those years loving Keith and the Stones, I always wanted that kind of a Telecaster. So I sold the G.E. Smith Telecaster. I found this on eBay. This is a Fender Macabre Telecaster, made in Japan, only made in Japan. They didn't make this in the United States, and modeled after Keith's Telecaster. Macabre, you're probably asking, what the flip is macabre? Macabre is actually, at first, I think it was in David Copperfield or maybe a Charles Dickens book before that. It was, what was it, V? What was it supposed to be?
It was some kind of spirit.
It was some kind of spirit that
something would happen.
That something would happen, something weird like that. And then it turned into a character, Macabre. So Keith, I guess that's a special thing to him, Charles Dickens and things like that. So he named his Telecaster that looks like this, Macabre. So what you have here is the Macabre Fender Telecaster, made in Japan, just like Keith's. Really amazing guitar. Stock pickups in there, left it all together. Stock pickup, single in the amazing Tele Twang. It also had, I wanted this kind of bridge, which is sort of a newer style bridge later in years as opposed to the old vintage bridge. And there you have it. Another modification I've had on here, I put on here actually, Pete Schmidt put on here for me, is the power jack. What do they call it? Is it a power jack? I can't remember what they call this, but a little bit different than your usual Telecaster barrel style input jack. And the other thing too, which is amazing on this, look at this beautiful instrument. Are you kidding me? You got to be shitting me, man, how awesome this is. One of the coolest things about this guitar also is, besides it looking so badass coming up again, is the vintage style tuners right here, right? So they look like normal vintage style tuners, but these are locking. And what's really cool about that is that when you put the string in, you put it in the hole there, all you have to do is turn it and it catches it and locks it. So you can put winds on it. You don't have to put winds on the tuning machine. Just amazing. There you have it. Everybody, please stay safe, stay home, and we'll plow through this thing so all of us can get back to work at some point. All of us, all right? Stay home. Use your head. Fender Macabre Telecaster, probably about 2008, somewhere around there. Guitar Jambo, episode number 12. Last thing, just real fast, just remembered in my head. Played this guitar opening up for some really cool people. I remember when we opened up for Heart, I played this guitar with The Struggle, and also used this opening up last summer for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I used this one. And lastly, in the last year or so, I have used this almost exclusively in the Strictly Hip, playing all those amazing Tragically Hip songs, and it just has been my go-to for that band and all of those songs. You all be safe. Have a great one. Episode number 12, Guitar Jambo. Take care.